Your mother has eyes in the back of her head. Mom. Oh, that's...
You gotta, and if you say like, mom, that's an automatic eye roll. Your eyes was roll if you say mom.
That's a girl thing. I can't relate.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You ain't never been, because adult women, adult women.
she's talking about a house full of women.
Yeah, adult women don't roll their eyes at each other. Like, it ain't even like that no more. Like, that's something little girls do, and that's something that sisters do to each other. That's what I said. Adult women don't roll their eyes at each other. Like, when was the last time an adult woman was like, excuse me?
That's a neck roll, not an eye roll.
It's resting bitch face now. It's like
it's stupidity in the water, and I'm just looking. I'm like,
that's what it is. That's that. It's that face now. Like,
because that's not a need to roll your eyes. It's just like, what do we get ourselves into?
yeah, rolling my eyes is something more so like you said something, and then it's like, you're an idiot. I'm gonna start rolling my eyes at people, adults. Exactly. Grow up. Shermaine, you can't see it with Mario hair right there. No.
Thank goodness.
Grow up.
Thanks for the head in the way.
Let me see you roll your eyes.
Thank you.
Let me see you roll your eyes.
I don't know how to do that.
You ain't.
I don't know how to do that.
Lies and deceit. Let me see you roll your eyes. Well, let me teach you how. Teach me how to roll my eyes. Teach me how to everybody listen. You didn't like that? Close your mouth.
Apple Podcasts,
Apple,
and Google Podcasts.
I feel like Google has the most money, so you have to say it the best. Google.
She is looking for a contract with Google. They might sign one so she could stop.
That might be true.
It would be one for you to stop.
Hey,
you don't care as long as you get the money.
Them dollars.
Listeners, don't forget to look for our videos every Wednesday when we push them out real good. All right, there's been so much going on. We got so much news for you. It's hot topics. They're so hot. They're steaming.
Sizzle.
What are we coming with? The debate. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, President Biden and his team thought it was a fantastic idea to debate the circus clown. I did not see a need for it, but they did not ask my permission. So it went forward anyway.
I thought you were going to say, my opinion.
My permission. Because if they had asked my permission, I would have said, no, bad idea. You don't put an 81-year-old on the stage.
At late night.
And then ask him to remember what you told him a week ago.
I'm dead.
So what do you think about President Biden's performance?
I honestly
Diva?
want you to go first.
No. You're a Biden whisperer.
That's something I ought to whisper.
You're so excited about the performance. You don't like Biden.
No, it's not that I don't like him. I don't like that the Democratic Party put him out there on the ticket.
Okay.
And what I
Your
mean by that,
preference was
anybody else.
wow.
But what I mean by that is that stop acting surprised that you didn't know that this man was going to blunder through this debate. His ops has been talking about how he can't put a complete sentence together, how old he looks. His ops been on and on and on and on about everything negative about Biden. And you just pretty much gift wrapped everything that they said. So it makes it look like it's true. You can't. No.
That supports my position. There was no debate needed. You are an incumbent. Trump didn't debate anybody in the primaries. Hello, learn from the buffoonery.
No, well,
why do you think a debate was necessary?
Well,
I don't think one was necessary.
There's always a presidential debate, regardless if he's an incumbent or not.
You don't have to engage in that.
I mean, we
what
pretty
rules?
Much,
what rules? The rules are
what
off.
I'm saying is that this is we're not in the general election.
Oh, it's funny. Now we want to follow the rules.
Oh, you know what? This is how terrible.
Oh.
This is how terrible that this election cycle was, because we are still in the primaries and we have two candidates as if we are in the general election. This is how terrible it is. This is how terrible it is. I'm like, why wouldn't they debate? But then I get what you're saying, because we're in the primaries. Once the primary is over, then of course you're going to have a debate anyways.
I don't have to debate anybody.
But that's
I am the president of the United States.
You know who thought they didn't have to debate anybody? Purdue. And Purdue, we are through with you.
Look, he was through before the primaries was over.
I know, but what I'm saying is that
in fact he backed out.
The catch-22 is this. Everything that they said about his age, about his stamina, about his cognitive ability, about all of these things that the ops have been saying about Joe Biden, he had to show up to a debate that he decided to schedule.
No, he did not. He could have opted with the ops and just show up at rallies and speaking engagements and ignore a debate. In fact, this debate was unorthodox because it normally does not occur so early in the game. How about that? So one, you're engaging in something that is out of the ordinary. Two,
you think you're going to be more prepared for...
No, but my point is you didn't have to do it yet. You understand what I'm saying? And
so you wanted him to get older?
Well, he's not going to get younger.
You thought you wanted him to get older?
He's not going to get younger after the election. He's not going to get younger.
Listen.
His age, his date of birth ain't changing.
I understand.
How about that?
That's the point. He's younger now, which he probably has a better...
Wait.
That's the point. He's younger now.
Are you saying that I should think about your birthday and 4 months before your birthday, I should think you're way...
Okay, I'm about to... Here's the explanation. You know how when babies are born and the growth process between when they're born to when they're 3 months is such a drastic change, right? So it's the opposite when you get older. The decline between, this month to 6 months from now is drastic. They don't.
So your goal is to deceive the voters. Go out here while you're still smart. And then by the time the election comes around,
we're already deceived.
It's not going to...
You know why we're already deceived?
You got that right. I agree with you for different reasons.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you why. We're not even going to get on Trump. We'll get on him, but this has nothing to do with Trump right now. This is about Biden. We're deceived because they knew that when they talked to him, they knew the kind of person that they were going to get.
No, they did not.
We were deceived.
No, they did not.
We were deceived.
And let me tell you why they don't. When you have helpers... When you have helpers...
This is why I didn't want to go first. I wanted her to go first. And you know why? Because I know that she was going to have an eloquent way. Go ahead.
When you have cameras...
He was looking like...
When you have scripts... Remember now, when you have scripts...
This how he was looking at the
when you have cameras, when you have audience, when you have all those things, you look a little different. Okay? When you say, oh, these are our terms, we're not going to have an audience. Oh, these are our terms.
These are his terms.
That's my point. That is my point.
Because they thought it was going to make it better, right?
No, they thought it would not give him any distractions, but he
Why,
needed.
why do you understand? Like, the president can't be distracted to have a conversation about a whole bunch of nothing.
What you're going at is whether or not he should be the candidate. That's a whole different. Let me tell you something. This discussion and my position is not based on whether this should be the candidate.
Okay.
We are beyond that.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are beyond what our options are. We're now at the devil and the deep blue sea.
Now I have a question for you.
Poison or bullet. When you have
I'll
straight
take poison
because
because
you have
camera.
camera.
I have a question for you. Do you think he should be the candidate?
I don't have a choice now.
But before,
So my thoughts about who the options are is I am fooling myself.
no.
No.
I
What I'm saying is, it's like saying to me, "Hey, this flight's gonna go down. Do you think we should have not lift off the ground?"
No, that's not what I'm
We're in the
saying.
air already, for
What
God's
I'm saying
sakes.
what I'm saying is that
Maybe we shouldn't have
when
flown.
they were deciding on whether or not the incumbent needed to continue, before we solidified that he was going to run, were you okay with him running for office again for
Okay.
another term?
I did not agree regarding his age that he should have been the candidate.
Okay.
I do agree if they're saying we had no viable candidate that could
Kamala
beat,
Harris?
that could be. She cannot. Black women like you don't like her. So she's facing opposition from her own people, much less people who are
You
white.
said her own people.
Her own people, people of color, black women, black men. They're not voting for their own because
they
we
not
have
like
not
us.
learned.
She not like
You
us.
got that right. We're not like them, and they learn how to support their people.
No.
Regardless.
No. When you
Regardless.
locking people, come on now. You know she was a prosecutor locking people up for the
Doesn't
same weed that she was
matter
smoking.
what job she was doing.
No.
Let me
When
tell you
ain't
something.
been for the people just because you were
Okay, so what is the alternate? Donald Trump, who wanted the Central Park Five to be killed,
but
the
see,
death
you're
penalty. What do you
convoluting-
mean? No, I'm not
you're
convoluting. No.
Can we talk about her? And can we can talk about him?
No, we can't talk about her because you took her off the table when people like you would not vote for her.
Michelle Obama would have been voted for.
Michelle is not running.
I
Period.
know, but what I'm saying is
Let
just
it
because
go.
you look like me don't mean you for me.
But that's my point to you. They don't look like you. They're not for you, but you will still vote for them. I don't understand
you
that.
You're talking about people in general.
People in general.
Okay, so that's
people
not me.
of color in general
but-
will say things like that. Not because you're black, meaning you're for me.
But no, but that's
stop
but,
for a
no,
second.
but that
Stop for a
hurt.
second. If you think that somebody's white and they're for you, then you don't know the history of this country.
That's not my argument.
What bubble have you been living in?
That's not my argument.
Can't be in America.
Are we gonna talk to each other?
Can't be in America. Can't be in America.
Listen, that's not my argument. My argument is this. The Democratic Party has sold us this dream about who we can choose, who we can pick. You know, like we have all these different kind of people that we can choose from. And they have forced us into a box where the choices are not good. Period. They forced us. They could have picked anybody.
Okay, so let's assume you're, and I'm only assuming hypothetically, you're a Republican. Tell me what you're. No. I'm just saying
Okay.
we're
So
just.
you want me to play a Republican?
We're
on
just
TV?
no. Don't play one on TV.
Oh, okay.
You can play one on Diva Court. No, I'm just kidding.
You want me to play? I will play a Republican on Diva Court.
Let's shut down the Democrats for a second. Let's say that party no longer exists.
Okay.
It's dead. We have a one-party system now. Pick who you want to vote for on the Republican side.
Condoleezza Rice.
Okay, I'm not even going.
Colin.
Wait a minute.
Can I bring
Wait
somebody
a
back from the
minute.
dead?
You got.
Can I bring somebody back from the dead?
That's sad. If
Colin
you need,
Powell.
if you need a corpse,
Colin Powell.
if your party need a corpse
I
to
know.
run, that's a problem. What I'm saying is this country is in bad shape.
So I would vote for Condoleezza. You will pick Condoleezza over Kamala.
No, Because I don't like a confused black woman. I like a black woman that understands the issues associated with black people. I don't like a
You
black
think
woman.
Kamala knows the issues?
She does
don't.
know the issues. She might have
doesn't.
played politician when she was running for prosecutor. And you have to remember that
she doesn't have any black children.
prosecutors.
She doesn't have any black
She
children.
have no children.
She
We
doesn't
don't know
have-
why.
she
I'm
don't
not
have
going to
a-
indict her for that. I'm not going to indict her for that because I know
She
that
can
women have.
She can adopt.
Nope.
She
I'm
can
not.
adopt.
I am
She
not.
don't have any black children.
Listen to me.
She
I'm
doesn't
not
have a black
going to
husband.
indict.
She doesn't have a black husband.
I'm not
She doesn't
gonna
have a black
indict.
mother.
I am
so
never.
all she has is an AKA and a Howard.
Never going to indict a black. Matter of fact, any woman, whether black woman, white woman, pink woman, yellow woman, or green woman. I've been a female all my life. Right. And I'm never going to indict one for not having children.
I'm not indicting.
No.
Having children could be
No.
adopting
Listen to me.
kids.
Nope. You said that. Having children, period. I have biological children. I could put some of them back in right now. Don't
put them back in. I think that might be, you might catch a charge of
You remember that
6.
commercial? Put me back in. Put me back in. My point.
Don't put them back in. You might catch a few charges if you do that.
My point is this. Having children, one, is overrated. We put too much pressure.
missing my
Hold on.
point.
No. I'm going to get to your point because you made a point and you
What
brought
was
it
my
up.
point?
Your point is she don't have black children. So
That's not my point.
Hey, I'm going to peel this onion slowly.
Okay, go ahead
She
and
don't
peel
have
it.
black children.
That's not
right?
my point.
And then she didn't adopt any children. So let's first start off with biologically.
Roadshow.
We don't know.
Roadshow. Rachel Dolezal was more black than
Let's talk
Kamala
about
Harris.
Roadshow.
Rachel Dolezal
So
was more
I
black.
would never indict a female. A female. A biological female. A born female for not having biological children.
That's not what
Period.
I said.
No. I'm just cleaning that up for the listeners. I'm just cleaning that up for the listeners.
Let me clean it up too.
So
I will not indict any woman for not having biological children. Like I don't think that is a thing that you have to have in
a rite
order
of passage.
to,
It's not a rite of passage. You don't need that to live a good life. You don't need that to be a good person. You don't need that to live happily ever after. You don't need that.
My argument, because I want you to address my argument and not.
No, I want to address your adoption too.
No.
She don't have to adopt kids either.
My argument was.
Did you clean that up? Could you clean up the adoption? She doesn't have to adopt children.
These things that I'm listing for her, there's a reason. And my reason is because I said she don't know how to relate to the black community.
Based on what?
She doesn't have children. She doesn't have black children.
You don't have to have children though.
Let me expound.
Expelled
So,
is what you're about to be.
there are-
Expelled.
When you have children, you have like you don't have to have children, but when you have black children and you have a black boys, there are things that you think about when it comes to these black boys and when they get pulled over by the police, when you're doing this and when they're doing that, you have these issues. When you have black girls, it's hair stuff, it's this, it's that. It's all of these things that you have to think about when you have these black children. She doesn't have a black husband. So she can't relate to the black husband coming home feeling a certain way because of the way he's been treated and blah, blah, blah through society and whatever. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't have a black mother. So she doesn't have a black mother to bring it down and say, hey, remember when we were doing this and and we had to do this and all of that stuff. What she has is Howard University and being an AKA.
Well, failure on Howard then. If she went to your HBCU and she didn't learn anything, hold on, let me finish. Let me finish my point. If she went to Howard and it's a HBCU,
white person went to HBCU
and she didn't learn anything about the black struggle or the black history or what's going on, then America's failed, so has its educational institution and its HBCUs.
There's a difference between being sympathetic and being empathetic. If you're not a part of it, it's different. It's what our experiences are going to be similar because we have very similar experiences.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. You think when a white person looks at Kamala Harris, they see a white woman? Forget about her husband. She's at Macy's. She is going shopping. She's browsing. She is as black as me when she's in the store. And you're trying to tell me that you believe in your perspective that she has never experienced a security guard following her thinking she's going to be the shoplifter over the blonde over there in the corner?
I don't know. I never experienced that.
Oh, well then that means you're not black enough.
No, I've been arrested.
That's not black enough.
I've been arrested.
No, that's not black enough.
That's my black
you
card.
You gotta serve some time.
But I did.
No, here's what
I served a few hours.
Here's
I served a few hours.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I served
Here's my point.
some hours.
My point is,
I was in the chain
she don't
gang.
need a black husband to have experience
Oh
being
my
black.
God. That
She
she-
don't need a black son to have experience being black. She don't need a black daughter to have experience
She
being
need
black.
a black mama, don't she?
She don't need a black mother
So
to
what-
experience being
so
black.
what makes her black?
In her skin color, because she's lived in it.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, you can't wear that beautiful tan and not have experience. In this country, in this country,
but
you cannot tell me she is not experienced. Let me tell you something. There are stories
she
about,
can't
hold on,
experience-
let me explain to
she
you.
could be a POC.
There are stories about white mothers who have mixed children that are getting pulled off of flights and questioned about birth certificates because they have a mixed child that is darker
they should.
darker in complexion with them.
They should
and
be.
they're experiencing things, although they are white, and they're experiencing things like when I go somewhere to get my child's
But
hair
that's the
done.
point.
and-
That's
no,
the point.
no, but what
a
I'm
white
saying
woman
to you
will
is
have more relations
no,
because she has the
no,
kids.
No, that's a bad point. I'm
Marsha.
telling you, you don't. You, to be honest with you, a
You
black
missing my
woman.
point.
No, my point is a black woman will even understand more because she herself has experienced it. She's never good enough. She's never smart enough. She's never pretty enough. You understand? And they see her coming. She's the one shoplifting in the store. She's the one. I'm telling you, she's experienced it. Now, one of the things that might have caused or drawn her to a white male spouse is the black male is
now we gotta
not
drag-
interested. Not interested.
not-
Just like how the black female don't want to vote for her, the black male might not find her attractive. He's not gonna date her. Guess what? I don't have anybody else that I can date.
Or maybe she's not in the community,
What community?
the black community.
She can't avoid it. Her father is Jamaican. She cannot avoid
Is
it.
her father and her mother still together?
That's not that. Wait a minute. Are you black? Is your father and your mother still
That's,
together?
okay, let me break it down.
No, hold
If-
on. Do you really
if
think that the
you-
connection is your mother and your father
That-
still
what
have to
I'm-
be
I'm
together
gonna-
for you to have black experiences
Can I
when you
tell
have a parent that's
can
black?
I tell you the
Clear it up.
connection?
Clear it
Can
up.
I tell you the connection?
Clear it
The
up.
connection. Okay, so I'm biracial couples. I'm okay with it. It's not a big deal. But let's take it off of her. If you have a black dad and a white mom, and your black dad and your white mom are no longer together, and you were raised with just your white mother, you're not going to have the same connection to the black community as if you were raised in a household where you were raised with both your black mother and your white mother and your black dad. Or if your black dad, is very active and he takes you over to his side of the family, these are the things is what I'm talking about. So it's a cultural thing. So I'm not taking away from her as her being a black woman. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking that away from her. What I'm saying is that is your experience one of the black community? I'm not taking away from her that she's a person of color. I'm not going to take that away from her because we all experience these things. But you said she was a black woman who can relate to black women issues. And I'm telling you that what are those issues? Does she have children? Because black women can relate to black women who have children. Does she have a black husband? Black women can relate to black women who have black husbands. Like, these are the things. Like, I can relate with a white woman who has a black husband who's dealing with the same kind of things that I'm dealing with. So it's not about color. It's about experience. And that's what I'm trying to tell you.
So my point to you, then, you just talked yourself right out of this show.
Okay.
Because you just said it don't matter what color you are as long as you had the experience. And I'm telling you,
Okay.
there's no way she wears that beautiful tan and never had that experience.
But what I'm saying is
Not
similar
in
experience
America.
to me.
Same experience.
She doesn't have children. She doesn't have a black husband. We don't have the same experience.
She has a black father. So my point to you is you would have to know for certain that she was disassociated from her father's
She was
side
raised
of
by
the
her
family.
mother.
Disassociated from her father's side of the family. And you can't say that. You cannot say
She
she
was raised
does
by
not
her
have
single
her
mother.
experiences.
Maybe that is
No,
a
no,
black
no.
experience. Single motherhood.
You cannot say that. You understand? But I'm telling you that she is black enough. But the problem we have is people's perception. We now live in a society where perception is everything, and reality is so alternative facts.
You know why I never
alternative
You know why
facts.
I never questioned Obama's blackness? You know why I never questioned that?
You have no reason not to question it. He came out of a white vajayjay.
You know why I didn't question it though?
Heller, you should question that.
You know why I didn't question
He didn't
it?
come out of black vajayjay.
You know why I didn't question
So
it?
how you reason
Because
that?
Michelle.
No.
She was black
He wasn't
enough.
born by Michelle.
No.
He
was
wasn't
black-
born by
he was
Michelle.
black enough.
He didn't come to
He had
this
black
world.
kids.
He didn't come through this world.
He had black
He didn't
kids,
come through
and
this
he had
world
a
like that.
strong black
and he
woman
was
and wife.
raised by his white grandmother and grandfather. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Is he had the experience at school. He had the experience being in the skin.
But
He
do you
had
see the
experience.
difference between Kamala and
No, you're
you don't see
using
the
one
difference.
thing to make the difference. You're saying
But
spouse
those are
only.
the things. No, I'm saying
Spouse and children only. That's not good enough.
I'm spa-
That's not good enough.
it is.
I'm
It's
telling
just
you
a
it's not good
difference.
enough.
It's a difference between me talking to my
Biden should have listened to me.
Oh, we are so off topic.
Yes, but we getting back to Biden because you said that your anger is that Biden is not the person that they should have selected.
Right.
And
They
I'm
should have put her.
telling
They
you,
should have allowed her to. She should have stepped up to the plate.
she cannot, because the numbers that they're going by when they speak to people like you who say I would not vote for her, what they're saying is, okay, can't get her voted.
She was in the off. See, this is the problem.
No. She was selected. She wasn't elected. She was selected.
I know, but
and she's never been elected. And nobody.
No, but what I was gonna say was that she was in the office of vice president. This is a new territory. As a woman, you being a woman in the next seat, you gotta show up because you're representing all of us women.
Wait. Do you think that she makes the decisions as to where she shows up in this United States?
I think that
Okay.
Jill Biden
Okay.
is making all the decisions.
Okay.
And I don't think Biden is making any decisions.
Well, Nancy Reagan did too, and they didn't.
right.
And they think he's the best president ever.
Okay.
So,
and
okay, Jill, go ahead. Go do your
But what I'm
Nancy.
saying is that for her who wanted to be president and she's in a position that no woman has ever been in before, you got to show up. You have to show up. Even if they tell you, no, you got to show up.
Okay, you living in a bubble. You don't understand how this thing works. There's a lot of people that don't understand, but that's okay. I mean,
I understand that the vice president is not supposed to really be
No,
doing much of anything.
sweetheart. You have handlers. If most people understand the role of president, the person who has
So it's a
bent,
puppet.
correct.
So
You're
what
a
we
figure.
even, so what we even talking
You're
about this election
a
for?
figurehead.
So what we
but
even
the
talking about this
problem
election
is
for? Then it doesn't
that
matter then who's
there's
there.
certain figureheads that you could put there because
driving
they
me to
get
drink.
to keep drinking because you're gonna need it come November if the wrong person get in that seat. If you think you drinking now, you gonna
So
really
if they a figurehead, what are we even arguing about?
no. Those figureheads until Trump were following the rules. They were coloring inside the lines. And they were following the rules that were put in place, both the spoken and the unspoken rules. Unfortunately, Rogue Dude is following nothing. Okay? Mr. Revenge, Mr. I'm going to run it like my house, I'm going to run it like my personal family business, is saying things that nobody's paying any attention to. And what the people who know how
So you
it
want
works-
him to have handlers? Is that what you're saying?
who? He can't have handlers. A crazy person is a crazy person, whether diagnosed or undiagnosed.
Welcome to democracy.
A rogue person is a rogue
This is
person.
true. This is right now. This really is true democracy.
No, this is true shamakery.
No, I definitely. No, I'm not taking
this
that.
is this is
I'm
not. No, what you're saying is it's not. That's what you're saying is it's not because you still have a candidate that you don't think is supposed to be the
I don't
candidate
think
for the
neither-
party.
I don't.
That's what you're saying. It's not democratic.
What I'm saying is this: is that the reason why Biden is a puppeteer. Okay, he got puppets and this, and he's standard.
All presidents
Right, that's
prior
what I'm
to
saying.
Donald
That's what I'm
Trump
saying.
had them.
That's what I'm saying.
And he is the only one that didn't just, you know what, status quo. I'm not going, they say I can't go over there. He's saying, you can't stop me from going over there. I do whatever I want to do.
But that's what I'm saying. You got a person who is on strings and you running against someone who's going to do whatever he want to do. The reason why he got so much clout is because the people like crazy. They like crazy. They don't like rules and regulations that are not being said, the unspoken word and blah, 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 blah. They like crazy. They like.
So you're saying half of this country is voting for crazy.
Exactly. Exactly. But that's true democracy because you see what you get is what you see is what you get compared to someone who's just a face and then there's thousands or hundreds of people behind him working the strings.
Okay.
Where this person, you know you gonna get crazy. We may all, this might be World War III. At least we're prepared.
Oh, you think you are?
No. Not at all. Not at all. But I'll get there faster with someone who I know might get us out.
You speak like some of the people who I've been to court with, that when they get there and they start getting their asses handed to them by the judge goes, is this legal? Can they really do this? Somebody stop them. And I'm like, remember when they had an election for judge and you went to work?
Yeah.
This is what
that's what I'm
this
saying.
is what we lawyers
But
were
this is-
talking about
but this
when
is
we were saying
democracy.
that person, if they win, they're dangerous. And you were like, nope, that's democracy. I'm going to work.
But that's
I
what
don't
I'm-
have to vote.
but that's-
There are consequences.
But that's true
And when you
democracy.
live in a country that there are consequences to your actions, when you think voting doesn't matter, when you think voting does, it's like, what are you smoking?
But
there are people who
Marsha, look
died.
at this situation. This is an example of how voting doesn't matter.
No, voting does matter.
Okay.
Because
I'm
the
about to-
electorate
let me-
has to
Let
follow
me
their
say this.
constituents.
Biden, who is being handled by people who you did not vote into office to handle a face to do
Okay,
a job
so let me ask you a question. Let me ask you. You know, I'm tempted. People like you, let me tell you
Go
something.
ahead,
I'm
just
tempted.
ask it,
But
because
the only
somebody
reason-
else may be thinking the
the
same
only
thing.
reason I'm so tempted
Just ask
to vote for Trump is because I just want to see it crash, blow
I
up.
wanna see it crash
and,
too.
But I want to leave. I don't want it crashing on my family. So I want to rent out my property. I want to leave the country with my passport, take my family and say, let's go.
But we already
let's
had
go.
him for 4 years, so- and we still
no,
here.
sweetheart. You're not listening to the people who worked under his administration. You are completely discounting what those people are saying. When your vice president says, I will not, after you've said hang Mike Pence, endorse you. When you have chief of staffs, you have military men, there's a slew of people saying, dude is dangerous. And he was dangerous at first, but he didn't really know how this works. Now that he knows how it works, he's even worse dangerous for y'all. You don't understand how many times we were moving the red button and hiding stuff and moving the China around so he wouldn't even know where the China was. We were protecting you all and you didn't even see it. And a lot of people were like, I would quit, but I couldn't quit because I know that if I had quit, I could have destroyed this country. And I thought the people deserve better.
This country needs to be broken down and rebuilt. It's been
Who tells you it's going to get rebuilt? See, that's the problem is you kind of like have
Because-
a car. The mindset that I have this car and it's taking me to work. It's not the fanciest car I like. Sometimes it's slow. Sometimes I put gas in it. It'll sputter, but it'll get me to work. I think this car should break down so that a new car gets given to me. Who gonna buy that car? Who gonna buy you a car? You got some money yet? No, I don't have any money.
We need to be on
I don't have any money.
We need to be on that Walking Dead time.
I don't have any money.
We need to be on that
I don't
Walking
have a
Dead
plan.
time.
I'm gonna need
We
you.
need to be on that
I'm
Walking
gonna need
Dead
you to stop
time.
getting your life experiences from TV movies.
What I'm saying is that it's built off of corruption, and that's why we have a corrupted candidate.
So who
Listen to me.
says that when you break it down, they ain't just gonna rebuild it, so it's better for corruption?
Right.
Well,
That
because
part.
everybody
Everybody like who? What if we say no?
Everybody-
We like corruption, and now we just stealing
Every-
and robbing and coming
Well,
to
that's
your
what we-
house and
that's what-
saying
that's what
I'm
they was
sleeping with
doing
your daughter
before.
tonight because we like chaos.
well, I got
Honestly,
guns.
I
Oh,
think-
really?
I think I agree with Dana at this point
Thank
because
you.
like this country is gone so downhill at this point because
Thank
I
you.
feel like I just like to see this world burn at this point.
We're not world burning, Dana. Okay, so that's not happening. Take that.
What
But-
I'm saying is that thy kingdom come, thy will.
Girl, you need to put the Bible
be
down and
done.
stop all that foolishness. That's not going. Ladies and gentlemen, that ain't happening. Okay, that's some juice drinking stuff. Okay,
No, what I'm saying.
Jim Jones,
What I'm
we're not
saying
drinking
is
the juice.
that I agree with you. You have to allow people to see What?
No. Some people you don't do that for because they're not mature enough. Like your kids. I wouldn't say to your kids, you know what, you want that crack? All right, go ahead and smoke that crack. You need to learn that crack is whack.
Well, Joe Biden should have said that to his son.
You can't say that.
Joe
Okay?
Biden should have controlled his son.
He did. But when your kids become an adult, and I'm tired of telling
How do you get on crack and
listen to me.
at 40?
Listen to me. Be careful. Life have a way to come full circle. You got small
Like, that's
children.
just- you got too much money.
Let your kids grow up before you determine
No.
how you going to indict
No.
parents.
No.
Let your
That's
kids
different. It's
grow
different.
up
It's
before you
different.
indict parents.
You be trying to save Biden so bad. It's different.
No,
He
I'm
grew
trying to
up with
save
money.
you.
He grew up with money. Like, you could have had cocaine.
Listen to
on
me.
deck.
It doesn't
Why you have to mix
matter.
it with baking soda? You ain't run out.
Because you can then, stretch it.
It
So now
doesn't
you-
He
matter.
got
So
money for
No.
days.
No.
What-
If
what's
they
the
cut your money off, you gotta stretch it.
You gotta stretch it.
If your parents say you're good and cut off, you're cut off. We tired of you. We put you through every treatment program there is, and we're not putting you through anymore. You don't want help, so goodbye.
But he got
Then
that.
you say I gotta stretch it because my parents not
he
giving
got that
me any more money.
Burismo money.
Girl, okay.
I was.
Conspiracy theory. You need to stop listening to talk radio.
I know, that was-
so
that
that,
was
you,
a
can, so
shout
that
out
you
to-
can help us.
That was a shout out to Sean Hannity. You know how annoying he is to listen to on the radio.
Oh, I can't because
It's
I
too
can't
much.
listen to it.
It's
But
too much.
One of the listeners said that you're forgetting that the fact that one of his children's mothers died or mother died.
that too.
that was
that
his
too.
no.
That too. In a tragic car accident. In a tragic car accident, he lost his daughter and
You
his
talking
wife.
about Biden's? You talking about
Both Biden and his son, because the kid lost his mom and
Right.
Biden lost his wife.
and then allegedly the sibling died of cancer.
Yeah, his other brother did.
That don't mean you go get on crack.
Some people do.
I mean, when
You don't have all this
ibuprofen
money.
don't work.
When you don't have all this money and get on
Motrin
crack.
500.
Smoke some weed.
Listen to me, Motrin
Y'all,
fi-
why y'all making excuses for crackheads?
Motrin 500
The
don't do
crazy
it.
thing-
Robitussin can only work so far.
Hey.
The crazy thing is we have a convicted felon of 34 counts of criminal activity running for president, and we also have a president who has to deal with sundowning and also has a crackhead for a son. Like, what are we doing?
Okay, so I can't indict him for an adult child doing what adult
Your
people
son
do.
a crackhead. You can't control your household. How you gonna control the country?
That's not his household. I told you that last episode.
Nah, I still-
Adult
I
children,
disagree.
you cannot control adult children's household.
That's
I'm going
true.
to follow you just for that,
Follow me where?
wherever you go.
I'ma follow him.
But I got a
wherever
suggestion for the
he
Biden
may
administration.
go.
Stop
Using crack.
debating. Stop debating. There.
Can we drink
Let me.
that?
I will gulp to that. Oh, that is pretty good.
You like that, don't you?
That's why you kept drinking. No more drinks.
Oh man. Oh man.
Listen to me.
Oh
President
man.
Obama said it well. I don't negotiate with terrorists. Biden should say, I don't debate convicts. I don't debate felons.
Do you know?
I don't
do you
debate
know-
felons. I will not debate a felon. This man will not have me stand next to him at a stage. He has
That's
no
'cause
idea.
he barely could get up there.
No, he has no idea how to
Did you see
conduct
he
himself.
walked up to the stage?
No more debates, okay?
He was giving
Period.
Walking Dead.
But I got a
Biden-
suggestion for him.
Wait.
I got a
before
suggestion
you
for
give your
him.
suggestion, because you're going to shut it down with your suggestion. Biden was giving Crypt Keeper, okay, when he was on the stage. Like even the Democrats that I've talked to was like, I was praying that he didn't just die on the stage.
Look,
because it was like he was barely
It
there.
wasn't gonna change much for
And
this
then-
country. This country still
me-
has issues with
this-
race. This
this
country
last thing
still
that I
has
wanna
issues
say-
with a judicial system that discriminates. This country
Okay,
still has
this is-
financial disparities between blacks and people of color and whites.
That's
This
true.
country still has issues
neither-
with birth deaths for black women over white women.
That's true.
This country still has issues with medical care deficiencies for people of color over people. So, sweetheart,
the
what? You
last
want him to
thing-
die on the
la-
stage?
No, no, no.
Okay,
That's-
because
no,
Trump's
no.
gonna change that.
That's
for
not
you.
what I said. I
Okay.
said that people were praying for him to not.
Oh, they were
die
hopeful.
on the stage.
Okay.
They did not, because he looked like.
So
he
here's the
was-
thing.
Wait, before you do your
He's
last
old.
thing.
Check.
Before you do your last thing.
What's my alter?
See, this is the problem. When Vice President Harris, I'm gonna give her respect. When Vice President Harris, after this is how you know they had a terrible debate, because the Vice President was the one who did the rebuttal remarks, where usually they find some,
Oh no! They scheduled that
obscure-
before. They didn't
No,
pick her.
they- no.
They didn't pick her at random.
No.
They didn't say,
They
afterwards
know,
we're gonna go get
because
you.
they know. First of all, they knew it was gonna be terrible.
No. What you want to do is you want to get her out there.
Can I just,
you got to get her out there.
Then they gotta get her out there. So
No,
they
no.
like, look.
You
Even though
are
he's a-
complaining. You are complaining that she does nothing as vice president, and then when she comes out
I'm
and
not-
says, "Let me do the response," because now people will get used to me doing something since they're complaining that as a woman, and I'm the first woman sitting as vice president. I only sit in the vice president house. I do nothing, so I'm gonna give the response.
As she should.
You hate if she
I'm
give the
not hating
response.
on her.
You
Oh
hate
my
if she
God.
don't give the response.
No.
Hello,
No.
she can do
No,
nothing
no,
right
no,
for you.
No.
So why
what
try
I'm
to get your
saying
vote?
is that she should have been more so in the public a long time ago, showing us.
Girl,
that
you want to talk about the past. Bye, girl. Bye.
See, you know what's wrong with you? Let me tell you what's wrong.
What
with
is
you.
wrong with me? Let me get on the couch.
You keep making excuses for these shortcomings. You would not.
No.
I can't even finish.
No.
You would not allow for these shortcomings to
I
happen.
cannot. No, there's a difference between shortcomings
Can I finish
and
what I'm-
criticism
can I finish what I was gonna say?
unwarranted.
Let me-
And I'm not going
no,
to let
the
you
cri- this-
criticize her
This
unwarranted.
criticism is warranted because when she did her rebuttal and said he ended real strong, it was a little shaky at first. No, everybody is watching this. Like,
No. Everybody is
nobody said
agreeing
anything
that it was a bad
Exactly,
debate
except for her.
Biden. No, she knows that was a bad debate for
and
Biden.
she did her word
And
choice.
the
again,
problem is-
just like when she said there's no racism in America, just like the same response. Like, just don't say nothing.
No, keep
This is
hope
what we're gonna do
alive.
as
She
a-
has to say something. She has to speak to the people who are still saying, "Tell me something, please."
No.
Tell me
How
something.
do you think that Biden was going? How do you think Biden did? Listen, this is what we do as a blah blah
It
blah.
doesn't matter
We're going
what
to
that
do
lady
this,
said.
this.
You were
No,
not
no,
going to go
what
with
I'm
it.
saying is that when she was president, vice president, and when she got elected in 2020,
She got selected.
When she got selected in 2020,
There's a difference between
she
selected
has
listeners
not
and elected. She didn't
shown
run. She
up.
got picked.
She could have did so many different things to show that she was ready for the position. She could have did some of everything.
You
But
know what? Your
I think,
standards-
honestly-
your standards for
honestly,
her
I'm gonna be honest with
are
y'all.
way
No,
higher
no,
than
no,
any
no,
other
no, no.
standard.
I'm gonna be honest with you. She is more prepared for this position than Joe Biden. Joe Biden needs to step aside and allow Vice
She
President
will
Harris.
never be more prepared until she wears white skin, and that's not going to be
Joe
possible.
Biden needs to step aside and
End of
let
story,
Vice President
period.
Harris step up in the position.
You living in a dream America.
That's
All
what
right,
should
so
happen.
President Biden, I got ideas for you. This is how you come out of it. No more debates. No more debates.
Go to
You
sleep on
don't
time.
debate felons. Take your nap
Take your
and wake
nap.
up in the morning and do the job as
How about you just
president.
go to an old folks
9 to
home?
5. Like, hey, go to a nursing home and do it. Just like how when they
Eat
got
some Jell-O, some
when they
pudding.
got Bush after Clinton, they were like, look, Clinton will give you a box of cigars if you come back. You can put it wherever you want. Okay, that's what you're gonna say if you get this numbskull clown back in the White House. Now, President Biden, take you a nap. Take several naps. Take your Geritol. Go walk. But guess what? No more debates.
How about
First
you
of
just
all,
retire?
First of all,
Retire.
You
You
were
should say that.
over prepped. You were over prepped. Okay, you were taken in a room for a whole week. People know that when you get older, your memory fades. Okay, your memory fades. It just happens because it happens to all of us. How many times have you been in your 30s and say, where did I put my brush? I could have sworn I had my brush here. If you were 80, they would say something is wrong with you. You're demented. So, sir, listen to me. Everybody has a bad night. You should not have
Every time he
debated.
talks is a bad
You
night.
should not have debated. But this is how you come out of it. You go to your rallies. You speak to your voters. You don't need to speak to Trump. You don't need to respond to nothing Trump has to say. You don't need to tell Trump anything. Trump is not going to vote for you, nor is his supporters going to vote for you. You don't have to debate him. The 50% that's going to vote for him going to vote for him no
And
matter
you
what.
lost
So
probably
my
more
suggestion
voters
is,
talking.
you probably lost your supporters by doing that debate, and you didn't need to do the debate. So this is how you come out of it: no more debates. Go forward, speak to the voters, tell the voters what you're gonna do, tell the voters what the comparisons are, tell them what the difference is: poison or bullet. How would you like to die? I would take poison because it takes a little longer than a bullet to the head. Thank you very much. Do that, sir, and you'll be fine. Speaking about being fine, you're not going to be if you elect Donald Trump, because the Supreme Court says that he has immunity regarding official acts. Guess what, people? The Supreme Court's ruling did not define what is going to be considered official presidential acts.
Can you explain to the people that their ruling is standard?
No, it's not standard. Okay, so I'm not going to explain that to the people. There are problems with the ruling because the ruling leaves the impression that you have unbridled power as president of the United States. And I said the impression. Okay? Because play if you want to. If you think that as a president you can go out there with your unbridled power regarding this ruling that they just dropped, elect a black man. Elect a black man and let him say, you could just grab him by the, call Farrakhan and tell him, come on up in this White House. This is what we're doing. Oh, if you don't fight like hell, get out your guns. First Amendment, Second Amendment, all the amendments. Trust me, the same ruling that just dropped today, they would either one, reverse it, or two, tell you, no, that's not what we meant. So there's no unbridled power unless you are dealing with a particular person. So let's talk about, let's peel the ruling. Today, ladies and gentlemen, the Supreme Court issued a ruling regarding whether Donald Trump has unbridled immunity. The answer to that question is no. He has some immunity, and what they're saying in the Supreme Court ruling is the immunity is pertaining to presidential actions. So if he's taking actions presidentially or in his capacity as president, he should have immunity regarding that. The issue with their ruling is they've left a wide gate open for lower courts to decide what that means. So now there's not going to be consistency. You might have a court that is a Donald Trump supporting court that says he has immunity regarding those crimes. He can do whatever he wants to do. He can ask for 11,000 votes. He can climb the Capitol. He can do anything on January 6th. He can encourage insurrections. That's covered as long as he's doing it while he's president of the United States. Go right ahead, sir. And you're going to have courts that say, no, sir. Stop right there. That is not an official duty of a president, and that is outside the scope of your presidential duties. So guess what? We're going forward. Do I think this harms any of the current prosecutions? No, I do not. Because the acts that they're alleging in their indictments that they've dropped, they're alleging from day one happened outside of his scope as president. Now, there's a difference between acting as, let me break it down for your listeners. There's a difference between I am doing this conduct while I am president, or I am doing this conduct in my official capacity as president. That's what is left wide open, and it depends on who's talking, who's ruling, who's got money in the pocket, who's getting cash after dark, as to where that pendulum is going to swing. Because Donald Trump is going to hear, as long as I'm president, I'm acting like president, even if I'm shooting somebody in the middle of Central Park. People who understand the law are going to say, no, sir, you were president, but those are not official presidential duties. Therefore, you will be prosecuted for your conduct. Now, if he wins, ladies and gentlemen, that's a whole nother story, because I could see him pardon himself.
That's in his capacity.
And that I'm going to need to drink too.
I think that's cool. Pardon yourself. I would pardon myself.
Hey, if I get away with pardon, let me tell you something. This would be a whole different country if I could pardon myself. I promise you.
Pardon me.
Pardon me.
All right. 2 questions. I'm going to ask you the legal question first, and then I want to follow up with, maybe I should ask you this. So from what you have described, with cases that I have worked previously with you, it sounds like qualified immunity, like what police officers receive. Like if they're in their official capacity, following what they're supposed to do as police officers, they get immunity. If they're not in their official capacity, then they don't get the immunity.
Right. But remember, that's still left to the discretion of a prosecutor,
Right.
who can say, I am taking this conduct, even though you were wearing the uniform when it occurred,
Right.
to a grand jury.
Right. So it sounds like it's aligned with law that is already on the books when it comes to.
Well, no, because remember, the argument and the fight at the Supreme Court level is that that's supposed to apply to him. And he's saying, no, that don't apply to me. I have
but the
unbridled
Supreme
immunity.
Court,
He's saying I have immunity, period, as long as I'm president.
no, but the Supreme Court ruled that the way that qualified immunity is for police officers is similar to what.
Well, they didn't use the term qualified immunity,
Right.
but I think where they were going is, look, a president has certain conduct they have to engage in that you may not like,
Right.
that we don't think rises to the level of criminal conduct.
Right.
So we're trying to balance equities by saying, yeah, he's going to have some protections, but the protections are going to be, okay, he's commander in chief. If he says we're going to war, we're going to war. And I don't want you locking up a president because the president said we're going to war.
Right.
What the problem is Donald Trump's interpretation is Dana ran against me in my election and I want her locked up for running against me. So now I'm going to weaponize the Department of Justice and say, hey, call over there and say, launch an investigation against her.
Find something.
Go ahead, find something on her for me, please, and lock her up. Take her to jail. And the next thing you know, accusation was indictment is dropped before a grand jury
Right.
by an attorney general, and now you're facing prison time
So
because he didn't like how you did your job.
So the irony is that that's what he thinks that Biden's administration is doing to him.
Right, but whether you're saying it just because that's how you talk, you understand what I'm saying? You're saying things because you know you could rile up a base, or you're saying baseless things because you're thinking, oh my God, this is same thing they're doing to me. Biden's administration is prosecuting me, and you have to stop and say, wait. Biden's administration is prosecuting you. Are they dumb? Why are they still prosecuting Hunter Biden? Is that not Biden's administration? So wait. His administration is foolish. They don't know that's his son. They just locked up.
Well, he a crackhead, so maybe
No,
he
but
was-
no. My point is,
Maybe
if
he
you're
was
saying that Biden is
disowned.
weaponizing the DOJ, how come he couldn't call the DOJ and say, drop those charges
That's
against
true.
my son, let it go? You can't have it both ways.
So my other question is the second part of the law, if I'm not mistaken, please clarify. They said that any conversation he had under executive privilege could not be used to convict him if they find that what he did was not within his.
So here's what they're saying.
Okay.
They're saying that if you're going to prosecute him for conduct that he engaged in while he was president, because remember, they didn't say he has unbridled immunity.
Right.
You cannot use acts that he engaged in, official acts. So people got that confused, because even some of the people that I see interpreting on CNN, I'm like,
They
why
got it,
are you
right.
burning the bridges and burning down the place and the house is on fire? Oh my God. The ruling is not that bad. What's going to be bad is the application of the ruling and the misinterpretation
Right.
of the ruling. That's what concerns me as an officer of the court, as an attorney, as a scholar of the law, is you're going to misinterpret it and think that you're doing the right thing, but you're not.
Right.
So what the Supreme Court is saying is, no. Any acts that he was engaging in his official capacity, you can't use it against him. Yeah, but those have to be official actions. Because when they're saying official capacity, they're also saying not while you're just president.
No. Like if he's having a conversation with someone and it falls under executive privilege and the intent of the crime was discussed under the executive when he was having a conversation that falls under executive privilege, from what I was told, they can't use that information.
Well, here's the thing.
prosecute
You
him.
can't use it as evidence in your prosecution.
Yeah.
So now it ties your hands as a prosecutor a little bit more.
Right.
But it don't completely tie your hands as a prosecutor.
Okay.
It's just now saying the things that you could use as a prosecutor to get a conviction on someone like this, we're not going to let you use it so long as that conduct occurred within their official capacity. Once again, you get into discretion and you get into a prosecutor saying, whoa, that conversation you had with president or your vice president about stealing the election, although you were president, that's your official capacity does not include you trying to steal an election. So we are still going to try to introduce that.
What would you do if you were like in Biden's shoes right now and you were going against like Trump like again? So like, what is your like idea or like how would you like handle the situation?
Okay, so what I would do first thing is I'm not debating anymore. I'm going to shut down all the debates. Now, the reason I'm going to shut down the debates is because I was debating.
I think he wants to know, now that you got this order that executives can do whatever they want, what would you do if you was Biden?
Strategy. You're talking about campaign strategy, right? Campaign strategy? That's it. Campaign strategy. So my campaign strategy to win in November would be I'm not debating a felon. I'm not debating a felon. So I'm going to speak to the people because that's who I expect to vote. Those are the people I expect to turn out at the polls. I would do a lot of public speaking. I would make sure that I do freestyle interviews. What I mean by freestyle interviews is
you asking for him to do too much.
I'm going to do a freestyle interview that has questions that the media is going to ask me with nobody around, because what people are saying is you got to show us that without a script, you can actually respond to questions. This is what I meant when you cut me off, when I said to you he was over-prepped. I would not prep him like that anymore. I would prep him to speak as if he was having a regular conversation, because I've seen him in regular conversations on a daily basis. When we're in the room and when we're just speaking and we're just talking and say, hey, Mr. President, da 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 da, and he's like responding. He's like, no, what about this? What about that? So what about, and he can respond to your questions and show that, hey, I have the cognitive ability to answer questions and to be able to respond. So don't make him so scripted. No more scripts. Or tell him about this and then tell him about that and tell him about that.
So when the stress of the presidential office kicks in,
he did it for 4 years. The stress didn't kick in the last 4 years, honey. Bye.
No.
He had COVID he was dealing with. He had a lot that he was dealing with.
I just think
the stress of the office exists for the last 4 years. We're fooling ourselves. If we don't like somebody,
I think we're fooling ourselves to believe that he was running the country.
No. He can run the country because the country is not run by the president.
You know what? You're probably, but understanding this, you know how there is like the Mignot Law Group, and you are the face of the Mignot Law Group. When you get clients, they're going to you. You know what I'm saying? Then you have like
Big Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Exactly. And Big Do, We, and Cheat.
Not at the firm
you'll
ever.
Never see them.
They don't come to court. They're not anywhere
But they're
around.
the face, but you're not going to ever use
They're not
them.
even the face sometimes. The commercial has actor at the bottom of the commercial.
That's what Biden is. Biden
At the bottom of the commercial, it says actor.
Biden is just the face. He ain't running nothing.
But the
But
issue
you know what?
is...
So that's what it should be. The thing is vote for Biden because you have people behind him running the scenes that make everything smooth, and don't think it's Biden who's running the country. Because if you're thinking it's Biden who's running the country,
No.
that's
Anybody who thinks the president over the history of this country was running the country is living in a cave. Oh,
but
I just think it's ignorance. In fact, I don't have a nicer way to say it other than
they don't teach
you're
you that.
ignorant.
But
if
Marsha,
you don't
not-
understand, yes, they
they're
do. They
not
teach it
teaching that
in
in
school.
school.
Schoolhouse Rock used to come on every morning. I know I'm aging myself, but shout out to my listeners who used to watch Schoolhouse Rock on Saturday morning, where Schoolhouse Rock taught you how the government worked. I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill.
No one has said that.
They were teaching how it works, how bills are passed, how law is passed.
But they never said that the president's not really running the country. It's people behind him that's running it, and he's just
people
the face.
don't say that, because how democracy works is you got to have a commander in chief, because when it comes to, you got to go to war. You got to make, there's certain decisions that a commander in chief has to make over the 4-year term that they're there, that sometimes we just pray to God,
but that's
like
the
you was
point.
praying he don't.
Something like war is too complicated for a mass of individuals like Congress to individually choose.
Right.
Correct. It's
What
hard.
direction
You
to
need
go.
one person to be able to
But
decide
that's my
that.
thing. When the person can't, who's like, because of the COVID and the blah, 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 and we beat Medicare. He don't need to be deciding whether or not we need to go to war.
But remember, you have advisors. That's the whole point.
Thank you.
But that's what I'm saying.
So
That's
wait,
why
But you have to
I-
listen to those advisors. So if you
you
have a
mean
person
you
that
mean the
says-
one that Trump
Mario.
wasn't listening to?
Mario,
all the way up my face.
that is my point. My point is, people, it's okay to vote for Biden because he has a team of people who's really running the country. He's not running the country. So all of these bloopers and this miss.
No. He has a team of people he's willing to listen to
He
when they
has-
tell him,
he is
this is the
sleep-
advice we're giving
He
you
is
to run the
sleep
country.
at the wheel.
Versus somebody who
He
says,
said,
I'm not
Jesus-
listening to anything.
He said, Jesus,
You all-
take the wheel.
You mean the
I mean,
Jesus that you want your
look
kids
at
to
it
take
this
the
way.
wheel?
Think of it as Biden inside of a Tesla, and his advisor is the Tesla telling him to keep the lane.
Hello?
Keep
No,
the
no,
Keep
lane.
the
no,
lane.
no,
Keep
no.
the lane. Yeah, I like that one. I
don't
like that
ever
one.
want us
He's
to
a Tesla.
I don't ever want us to put Barack Obama and Biden on the same.
Who mentioned Barack Obama?
No, what I'm saying is that when I speak of presidents, I understand that they have a team of people where he's supposed to be saying yes and no and da 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 and yes, let's do this and da 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 da. Barack Obama was engaged. Biden
That
is-
man had advisors, and in fact, he
I
failed
said
on a
engaged.
lot because he listened to his advisors.
Okay.
And if you listen to his exit speeches, he will tell you that there's things I would have done differently because I listened to advisors regarding, Mr. President, you just need to hunker down, you need to bunker. The people get it. The people understand that you're working hard for them. And he never was hands on like, hey, today I'm going to make apple juice, all right, and
He sure
this
shoulda.
evening I'm gonna make scrambled eggs, and tomorrow he wasn't
but I
giving
don't-
that blow
I
by
don't-
blow
you
report. And what the
listen-
man is saying is, I listen to
Okay,
advisors.
that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you
Uh-huh.
is that Barack is still cognitively engaged on what his advisors are saying to him, and he's making decisions with his cognitive brain that he could make a decision at 10 o'clock in the morning.
And what time
and
is
10
Trump
o'clock-
making his? He's
Listen.
cognitive.
Listen.
That man lied so much that
Listen,
night that
I-
if
I don't- I
Biden
think
didn't go to
instead
sleep
of-
on the stage,
ins-
we'd be talking about it.
instead
But
of-
we forgot that he said Nancy Pelosi
When-
turned
when you
down.
sold- when you
no.
sold-
I'm gonna go to him since we spent the whole show on Biden. Let's talk about Trump
We
for
can
a second.
definitely. Can I?
No.
Can I
Let's talk
close
about
out
Trump.
My last little
Close
part?
out your Biden.
Okay.
Close out your Biden. You not vote
I'ma
for
close
him,
it.
and he ain't no good. He
I'ma-
sleep, and
No,
he need to take a nap.
honestly-
All right, I just
honestly
finalized
am
you.
convincing myself too.
No, you don't have to convince
Oh,
yourself.
my God.
You want the place to burn
It's
down, and
just-
that's it.
no.
Let's talk about Trump's blunders, because I really did spend the
won't
whole
even let
show
me
talking
finish
about
what I
Biden
was
sleeping
saying.
and the fact that people think
not-
he
are
did
you
a
gonna
horrible
let
job.
me- can I
No,
conclude
no, you
my
cannot
statement?
finish. You cannot finish. Now,
You know what
ladies
I'm
and
gonna
gentlemen,
do?
ladies
I'm
and
just
gentlemen,
gonna sit back and drink. Can I just
Ladies and
conclude
gen-
my little statement? Just a little smidget conclusion.
all
I
right,
know
listeners,
it's-
I'm gonna let her put y'all to
Thank
bed.
you.
Go
Thank
ahead.
you.
Good night.
All I'm saying is all I'm saying is this.
Let me do the Biden.
People, I know, right? People don't fret. Biden's not even in the White House. Biden's at some senior home, and they only bring him out for face value. There's people who are competent running the White House. You may not have an Obama situation where Obama is like engaged.
Obama wasn't running nothing because black
And
men can't
that's
get nothing
not
right.
what I'm saying. So you're arguing the wrong point. Where someone's engaged into the conversation and maybe making decisions and helping out. No, Biden is off sleep. So you can be rest assured that the country is being taken care of, even
Okay.
though he's bumbling through the
All
words.
right, so let's talk
That's
about the
all I'm saying.
bumbler. This bumbler is a liar. He lied. According to Trump, he offered Nancy Pelosi the National Guard on January 6th, and she refused it. And then her daughter had a podcast, and her daughter admitted on the podcast, Nancy admitted on the podcast, that she refused it and it was all her fault. January 6th was all
That's what she said. That's what she said, according to Trump. That's what she said.
He's, that man
And
is
I don't have to apologize. She's the one. She's the one.
lunatic. I'm not going to vote for a lunatic. Trust me, as much as I would love this country to get what it deserves, I love it more than I love it
'Cause
being
I'm in it.
punished.
Forget
Because
about-
I'm here.
But don't forget about those afterbirth abortions now.
That is true. He said that they have
happens in,
abortions after the babies are born. That's called murder.
And in New Jersey,
Ma'am.
In New Jersey-
Listen to what we just said.
I know.
He said
in the ninth
the
month-
babies are killed after they're born.
And
after they're
in the
born.
ninth-
Not no. He didn't say no 9th month. He didn't say while she was still pregnant. He said after birth abortions.
Well, what
if
he's
that
referring
cognitive,
to,
his cognitive
what he's
level.
referring to is that the baby has
Oh,
to be
so
delivered.
you're whispering now for him. Why don't you whisper for Biden when he sleep?
In New Jersey, the baby has to be delivered, and then they can dispose of it.
Oh, okay. That's homicide, sweetheart. Don't buy that. Don't buy that. If the baby's delivered, it's a stillbirth. It's already dead when it came out the mother. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of mothers.
They do in the 9th month. They still do abortions in the 9th month.
Oh, okay.
In Jersey. Maybe not now because
Okay.
it's been banned across the
Okay.
nation. But
All
no,
right.
it's states' rights. So it's whatever the state decides. So
Oh,
it's
you mean
probably
Trump giving the states a right?
true. Mr. Producer,
Like I
Mr. Producer,
said,
can you look up
that
what
man-
Jersey's rules is when it comes to
All right,
abortion?
I'll look it up.
that
Thank you.
man said that.
Oh, and can you look up?
Did you count the 30 lies or you didn't bother counting them? You was too
Can
busy.
you look? I know some Trump supporters. So like,
No.
you
My
throwing this
point
on
is,
me,
can you get on him with the lies? Can you tell me what the other lies are?
I
Do
think
you
they
remember
all
any-
lied. He opened his mouth, right? He opened his mouth.
Open
right?
borders, just letting the people come in
Yep,
and
the
take all your
caravan.
Mexican jobs.
Yeah.
And all the blacks.
No, the black
the
jobs.
blacks.
They
The
took
black
the black
jobs.
jobs.
The Mexicans are taking the blacks' jobs. Well, I'm an attorney. Last time I checked, there was no Mexican taking my job. Okay? Nobody's coming over the border to come represent these people
I don't really
that I
think
get
the blacks are
on a daily basis.
in the fields picking
Picking
anything anymore.
grapes because we don't like picking cotton. Okay? Cotton, grapes, oranges, not our thing. Okay? All the Oh, so you just go.
I'm just saying, we not picking no more nothing. And only time I'm picking something if I own my own farm, then I'll pick it. I'm not picking nothing for nobody else. Like, you not about to come over with your tractor talking about you missed something.
Why
I'm
you-
going to have a whole
Why
flashback.
you sounding like an angry black woman?
Because if I was an
'Cause you
angry
know an
black
angry-
woman, I'd have shot up midtown, okay? If I was an angry black woman.
Ladies and gentlemen, what are we talking about? Thank you, Lord. The young lady in Atlanta, Georgia. I
Yes.
can't even pronounce her name. Kenji, Ranisa.
Power to the people, black woman.
Raisa Kenji. She was arrested for, in fact, she was arrested for shooting 2 white executives at a corporation, running off to the Atlanta airport in an Uber.
So she shot her boss, and then she went to her property, to her apartment, and shot the property manager or something.
and then jumped in an Uber and
And
headed
went
to the airport, and was stopped at the airport and apprehended because, of course, she's wearing the same clothes that she shot and killed the people.
Maybe because she was in an Uber.
Maybe because she was crazy. Okay, so listeners, we have an update on that case. The court, Fulton County Superior Court, has found that she is incompetent to stand trial. She is cuckoo
She's
for Cocoa Puffs.
That's
So this
now
diva.
that is what an angry black woman looks like.
That's what this diva says. So
Yes.
when you're running around putting the angry black woman label
No,
on everybody,
if she ain't shot up the place, she not
if
mad.
she is not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, she's not an angry
She's
black
not
woman.
angry. She done gave you a pass.
Hey, do not mess with that type of woman
Yeah.
on your job.
Leave.
When you see her coming, let her come in late. Let her stay late.
because she will stay late.
Let her stay
She
late.
knows she late.
Hey, she
But
coming
she'll
in
stay
late,
late.
but she'll stay late.
She'll stay late for you.
So don't drive her to drink or to shooting
Don't drive her to
up
shoot.
the place. Okay? So that's going to be this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, we climbing. This was episode 94. Diva Court is almost at 100, and we got a special for you when we get to 100. We're going to bring in a special guest, and Disco Diva is going to torture him while he's here.
Oh, I'm gonna torture
We've
him.
already selected him. He can't wait to get on
I'm
this
a
show.
grill him like
he
a steak,
is
as
ready
you would
for
say.
you.
As you would say.
But don't
Did you
forget.
tell him I was gonna come for him?
I did not. Maybe
Well,
I should
good.
give him a heads
No,
up.
don't give
You
him
want
a
to
heads
surprise
up.
him?
Yeah, I'm gonna surprise him with my list of questions.
You want to surprise him with
my
your list?
list of questiones.
A question. Oh, you're going.
That's Spanish. Questiones.
Producer, you got a response for us over there?
I'm still trying to figure out this is
This afterbirth.
It's a lot of misinformation that I'm digging through.
Okay, so next episode we'll be able to answer that question regarding your allegations about New Jersey
I don't-
and their afterbirth
I didn't say
abortions
because
because I've never heard of an afterbirth abortion. I know that's a homicide and that's a murder.
So if they were offering those up,
What, murders?
yes.
No, I don't think killing anyone is the right thing to do. Thank you.
Do you believe that there should be a stop for when they
Absolutely, there should be a cutoff. If you are saying I don't want a pregnancy, you have the right to choose that. It should be between you and your doctor. But I do believe there needs to be a cutoff because you need to make your mind up pretty soon. If you know you're pregnant at 8 weeks, you don't wait till 24 to say, you know what, I don't think I want to
I think
do
I'm
this.
gonna change my mind.
This is not a roller coaster
You know
ride.
what? I'm so sick of him not calling me, and I seen him with that girl,
And now I don't want to go for it.
I don't want to have a baby.
No, that's not going to work. So
You think that should be
listeners,
you think that should be a homicide?
what are you talking about? Can I close the show? You just get so excited at the end, don't you? That you want to open up a
Why
whole
you shouldn't
new
be
topic.
opening up the door?
I'm
Open the floodgate.
Oh my word. Listeners, let me save it to you.
Let
'cause
it
bedtime. I know. No nightmares for my listeners tonight. So find us every week on Spotify,
Spotify.
Apple Podcasts.
Apple.
That sounds like a rotten apple. And Google Podcasts.
Google us. I need to say that better so I can get my money.
Don't forget to
Google us. She got range.
find us on.
We already did that. YouTube.
Find us every week. Can I finish this?
You already did that.
Find us every week on YouTube when we push them out real good. I'm trying to push her out this show.
High five.
Ladies and gentlemen, no high fives for you.
Okay. High five.
And as we say here on Diva Court when we close the show, hallelujah. We say that too, but it will be. We'll drink to that.
Nice. I'm gonna do this one.
Drunken skunk.
She gone.
We got to drink to that.